Death, a word that fills us with fear, silence, and uncertainty. For centuries, humanity has wrestled with its meaning. Is death truly the end? Or could it be something else? Not a final closure, but a hidden doorway to a reality beyond what we see? Let us journey through philosophy, science, and timeless wisdom to uncover the possibility that death is not an end, but a transformation. Part 1. The human fear of death. Why do we fear death so deeply? Psychologists suggest that much of human anxiety is rooted in this fear. Ernest Becker, in The Denial of Death, argued that many of our pursuits, ambition, war, religion, art, are ways of distracting ourselves from mortality. Yet not all cultures have treated death as an enemy. The ancient Egyptians prepared for it as a journey. Hindu and Buddhist traditions teach of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Stoic philosophers saw death as returning to nature, dissolving back into the vastness of the cosmos. Perhaps death is not annihilation at all. Perhaps it is more like birth, overwhelming, mysterious, yet ultimately a passage into a greater dimension of existence. Part 2, Nature's Lesson. Nothing truly dies. In nature, nothing ends. Everything transforms. Leaves fall, decay, and become soil. That soil nurtures life again. Water evaporates into the air, only to return as rain. Even the atoms in your body, the carbon, the oxygen, the iron in your blood, were forged in the hearts of ancient stars. So when a life ends, does it really vanish? Or does it transform? Energy, science tells us, cannot be destroyed. It only changes form. Consciousness remains the greatest mystery. If everything in the universe undergoes transformation, why would awareness be the only exception? Death is not an end, but nature's hidden doorway, a shift into a state beyond our perception. Part 3. The power of consciousness. Science has mapped the brain, but it cannot explain consciousness. How do neurons create subjective experience? This is the hard problem of consciousness. Some propose that the brain does not produce consciousness, but filters it. Like a radio receiver, the brain channels something greater. Destroy the receiver, and the music ceases in your room, but the broadcast continues. If this is true, death is not silence. It is release. Consciousness continues beyond the body, just as the signal continues beyond the broken device. Part 4. Wisdom from ancient traditions. Across history, traditions converge on a strikingly similar theme: death as passage. The Tibetan Book of the Dead speaks of the Bardo, an intermediate state reflecting the soul's own nature. Hindu philosophy describes the soul casting off the body like worn clothing, only to take up another form. Christianity offers the vision of eternal life. The Stoics urged us to see death as a return to the cosmos, as natural as breathing. Different voices, different cultures, yet they echo the same truth. Death is not the end, it is a threshold. Part 5. What death teaches us about life. If death is a doorway, what lessons does it offer for living? It humbles us. Life is brief. Like autumn leaves, we shine for a season, then return to the earth. Knowing this should not weigh us down with despair, but inspire urgency to live deeply, to love fully, to forgive quickly. It comforts us. If death is transformation, then life is not a race against time. It is a chapter in a greater story. We are not running out of existence. We are moving through it. It unites us. No matter who we are, where we come from, or what we believe, we all approach the same doorway. In that sense, death is not division, but the ultimate equalizer. A reminder that beneath our differences lies a shared fate. Part 6. The doorway metaphor, a journey beyond, think of birth. Before we were born, we lived in the womb, a dark, confined space floating in silence. Imagine being told then, soon you will leave this place. You'll be pushed through a terrifying passage. On the other side, there will be light, sound, color, love, and a vast world beyond your comprehension. Would we have believed it? Or would we cling to the womb, afraid of losing what we know? Perhaps death is the same. Life itself may be a kind of womb, and death the passage into a greater reality. To the unborn child, birth may feel like death, yet it is awakening. Could death be the same? Part 7. Living with death as a doorway. If death is not the end, how should we live? We should live courageously. Fear of death chains us, but understanding it as transformation frees us to risk, to create, to explore. We should live compassionately. Every person is walking toward the same threshold. Their joys and their struggles mirror our own. Compassion grows when we see ourselves in them. We should live with wonder. The mystery of death reveals life itself as miraculous. Every breath, every heartbeat, every sunrise becomes more precious when we know it is part of a greater journey. Death is not the end. It is the hidden doorway. This truth has echoed through philosophy, science, and spirituality across ages. We do not yet know what lies beyond. Perhaps we cannot, but we know enough to transform how we live now. Death invites us to see our mortality not as a curse, but as meaning. It turns fear into curiosity, despair into hope, and time into purpose. One day, each of us will step through that doorway. Until then, let us live fully, love deeply, and walk with courage. For what awaits is not nothingness, but a greater light